What's up you guys, it's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a really fun video. It's going to be sort of a speed reviews video, updating you on a lot of new makeup that I've accumulated over the past few months. And I've realized that I really have been using a lot of products over and over again, but I have only really included them either in a first impressions, on an Instagram post, or a quick Instagram story. And I wanted to do a video where I could really round up my thoughts and give you more of a well-rounded review and full thoughts on these products, because I really love when creators come back around and update on products that they maybe did a first impressions on or only had for a short time before they reviewed it. And I wanted to do that today for you guys. We have some really fun brands here. I have products from Kosas, Urban Decay, KVD, Danessa Myricks, Nabla, Beauty Pie, Rare Beauty, NARS, Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. I think that pretty much covers it, but we have a lot of fun products that I think that you'll be excited to hear about because most of them are new releases. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the little post notification bell so you are notified when I upload new videos. I try to post a lot of relatable beauty content at least once a week, if not twice a week. I'm a full-time nurse, so you know, I do what I can, but if that's something you're into, make sure you stick around. I'd love to have you. My channel's really small and still growing, but I'm having a lot of fun with it, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's just get into the makeup reviews. I'm just going to stick to makeup for this video. There's no really skincare or body care. There was just so much makeup that I wanted to talk about, and this video would be way too long if I included like body, hair, skincare. But I could do a video like that if that's something that you're interested in, because I'm always testing out a lot of those products as well. But I do upload a lot of reviews, like mini reviews, onto my Instagram feed. So make sure you're following me there as well, because I post a lot of reviews there. Anyways, let's get into the reviews. So let's start with concealer. So I picked up the NARS. This is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer from the Sephora sale. I picked this up, or the family friend sale that was before the sale. I picked up the shade Creme Brulee, and I mainly wanted this for spot concealing, and it has been absolutely amazing for that. It's a potted concealer, and it's definitely more dry and full coverage, which is exactly what I was expecting. I only need to tap my finger in there, and then what I do is I take a blemish and I just literally tap this on. I probably have some right now that I could cover, honestly. I have one right here that I already used it to cover, but I literally just take a tiny bit on my finger. It can be under or over foundation, and I just tap it on ever so slightly. I don't, however, use this under my eyes because it is so full coverage and a drier formula. I just find that my under eyes, that I already struggle to keep hydrated enough, this just isn't good for the under eyes, so I steer clear from that and I just use this for spot concealing. But I am absolutely loving this, and this is I think something that has become a necessity. If I travel or I don't know, take my makeup anywhere, this is gonna come with me because I definitely struggle with blemishes. The other new concealer that I've been testing was sent to me from Kosas. It's the Revealer Concealer, and I picked the shade 2.5, which I have light skin with cool undertones, and that's what this was considered, and this is a really good shade for me. I really like it. It's, as far as the shade goes, it's definitely a medium coverage, serum-y, hydrating concealer. I really just used a little dab under my eyes. I used it today. It's not something that's not going to crease, but literally I don't use a lot of powder, so every single concealer I've ever used creases on me, and if it doesn't, it's probably too dry on my under eyes. It creases a little bit, but what you can do is just pat out the creases. I really like this concealer. It's more of a natural medium coverage, so if you like a full coverage, this definitely wouldn't be for you. But personally, it's my preference with concealer. I like something very blendable, something hydrating, something that's not going to look dry, and that is definitely, this has all those qualities for me, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I don't know if it's my favorite concealer I've ever used because it does crease quite a bit, but it's definitely up there for concealers I've tried in the past year. I really, really like this, and I've taken this on a few trips already. I only have one foundation to talk about. It is the Tower 28 Sunny Days, the Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Tinted Sunscreen. So I did a full first impressions wear test review on this, and my thoughts are pretty much the same. I do enjoy this. It's definitely light, buildable coverage. My issue with this is the more I've tried it, the more I realize that I really like how it applies at first. It looks really good, but I have like dry, maybe a little bit combo skin, especially now that it's cold out. It's dry and dehydrated. My skin even right now just is feeling really, really tight and dry. And I find that after I wear this for a few hours, I just notice a lot of dry flaking around areas I get dry, like my forehead and like the side of my mouth right here for some reason in winter gets dry. And it's definitely worse if I wear a mask. So I really only like this on no makeup days, because this just isn't going to give me the skin I want for like a more full glam look. And I don't really like to wear this if I'm going to be wearing a mask for an extended amount of time. If I am really hydrated underneath this and I'm not going to be wearing it for 12 hours, I really do like it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I'm noticing certain quirks about it that I have to be careful with. I still think I like my Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint more. That is more hydrating and emphasizes dry texture less, and the shade is a little bit better for me than this 05 Fairfax. It's just a tad light. So those are my updated thoughts on this. I know it got glowing reviews from like everybody, but to me it's nice, but I don't think it's my favorite Tower 28 product. So I have two cream bronzers here that I've been testing out. The first is, I know this has a really long name, the Liquid Gel Contour from KVD Beauty. So now they're KVD, not Kat Von D. And this is the shade Light Medium Neutral 70. I hadn't really heard many reviews on this. I think I maybe had seen a few things here and there that this was a really good product. But I love the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. That is very like pigmented right off the bat, but sheers out and is super blendable. And this just seemed like it would be similar to that. And it's super like scary looking at first, but when you blend it out, it's like this gel water texture that it's like buildable, and I don't know, this stuff is just amazing. I posted a reel on this that everyone needed to try this, but since then I've been wearing it pretty much nonstop. I just dot a few dots right here and on my forehead. I can also do my nose, under my lip, under my jaw. It blends out super easily. It takes seconds. This is more of like a neutral undertone like it suggests. It's more almost of a contour for me. I used it as a contour today, and I've just been really impressed by this. It is available at Ulta, and I think I got it for like 20% off at Ulta, and I actually like the packaging better. The gel foot is easier than the Charlotte Tilbury that mine is a mess because it exploded one flight and it hasn't been the same since. So I absolutely recommend this if you're looking for like a no fuss, super easy to blend, lightweight, not too pigmented cream contour. The other cream bronzer I've been testing is the Balm Contour from Danessa Myricks. I think I used this on a first impressions. I've had this for maybe like 2 months now. I have the shade Light 2. Alright, here it is. But do not be fooled by the name. It's definitely much more of a cream bronzer than a contour. This shade is really more warm on me. And I don't know, maybe the Light 1 shade would have been a better match. But that one didn't look super cool toned either. So the name is a little bit misleading, but like that doesn't really matter. I like this product. I like to just dip my brush in here, and then it's very pigmented, so I just kind of dab it along my cheekbones. I used it as my bronzer today, whereas this is more of a neutral, cool toned contour. I like this product, but I don't know if it's anything unique to my collection. It reminds me a lot of the shade and formula of the Milk Makeup bronzer stick, which that is actually a little bit more user-friendly, because that one you can just swipe you can apply it right to your face, or you can just kind of brush your brush onto the tip of that because it's like a stick form. And this, you really have to dig your brush in to get enough on your brush because it's more dry and needs to warm up. And I don't want to stick my fingers in here because it's just more messy that way because it's so dark. I like this product, but I don't know if I really needed it in my collection, if it's like anything super specific. It also reminds me of the Nude 6 Bondi Bay shade and formula as well. All three of those are super similar, so I just don't know if I got something that I really needed with this product. I like it. I'm always impressed by Danessa Myricks. But if you have the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer or the Nude 6 Bondi Bay, those are super similar to this, and you don't necessarily need this. Unless you don't like the stick packaging and you like more this format, then you'll like this one. But yeah, the formula overall is very, very similar. I have two highlights to talk about here. The first is from Nabla. It is the Skin Glazing Highlight in the shade Ozone. I picked this up when it was 50% off during the last 21 Days of Beauty. When was that? September? I can't keep up with all the sales. It's been a few months since I got this, and this was recommended to me by a lot of creators on Instagram, and they were absolutely right. This is a gorgeous highlight. It's very sheer champagne with, it does have a little tiny bit, I'm trying to focus it here. It does have a little tiny bit of micro glitters in it, but nothing, like they're very, very micro. If I could stop focusing on my face and focus on the highlight. It's not like super in your face metallic. It really blends into the cheeks and looks glowy, which I like. It's not like that stripe of super metallic highlight that so many highlights give you, and I really have used this a ton, and I put this in my October favorites on a reel on Instagram. It doesn't look glittery on the cheeks, even though when you look at it you can see tiny, tiny micro glitters. This shade is perfect for me, but they have like a bunch of different shades of this, and I'm curious about the bronzer and blush as well, but I am absolutely obsessed with this. If you like a more lit from within, not metallic, not duochrome type highlight, which I think a lot of us are into these days, you should definitely try this. The other highlight I've been testing out is from Beauty Pie. I did my first paid collaboration with them in the last couple months, and they sent me a ton of products to test out, and many of them I've already tried, but I've been kind of filtering through more deeply, testing out a lot of them. And this is just, it looks blinding, which it is depending on how you apply it. This packaging is obviously super similar to the Charlotte Tilbury highlight wand, and this just looks gorgeous just tapped on the cheeks. You only need the smallest amount because it can be blinding if you apply too much of it, but this is just stunning. I like the packaging. If you don't mess it up, just make sure you lock it when you close it, because it is that kind of doe foot packaging. But just look at that. It's another like lit from within perfect champagne glow that I absolutely love. It blends into the skin perfectly on top or underneath the powder, and it's really good. I need to stop talking so much because we still have quite a few products to get through here. I have to give a shout out to the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. This is in a package they sent me with the concealer when I became a Kosas affiliate. They let me pick out some products to try. I've heard so much good things about the, okay, I just did my nails. I don't want to break my nails opening this. Okay, I have the shade Breezy. And right before they reached out to me, I actually got a mini one from a Sephora gift with purchase, but this one's broke, so I'm not going to open it. I'm trying to use that one up first. This is a really good shade for me. It's the second lightest shade. I think the lightest shade would probably work as well, but it just doesn't give me that like white cast. This is really beautiful. It's finely milled. It doesn't add any like dryness to my face. Just like the lightest layer can set my under eyes. It sets my cheeks without taking away glow. It just takes away that greasy looking shine, but it leaves the glow behind. I absolutely love this powder. I've been in general more into pressed powders lately, and I think the hype is real with this. It doesn't emphasize dry patches like a lot of powders can, and I don't know, my skin just looks glowy but not too dry, not too greasy at the end of the day. For me and my skin type, which is more dry, this is perfect. Okay, last Kosas products I'm going to mention. They also sent the Brow Pop and the Air Brow. I used these in a first impressions video and I'm still loving these. They are both in the shade medium brown, which is a good shade for me. I usually look for a medium neutral to cool toned shade for my brows. These products as well, I've just been taking on trips with me because that's how much I like them. The brow pencil is not too thick, it's not too thin, it's like the perfect shape that you can get your brows done quick without being sloppy, and it's not too dry that you don't get, you know, pigment from it, but it's not too creamy that your brows slip everywhere. It has a nice spoolie on the other end, and then I always finish it off with the tinted brow gel, which is the Air Brow, and this just dispenses the perfect amount of product on this little spoolie. It's more of like a dry formula, if you can see. It doesn't like goop out or anything, and so the perfect amount is just on the brush, and I don't have to worry about it like gooping up on my very thin brows. And I don't know, these just kind of surprised me how much I've been loving these. I really haven't used many other brow products since I got these, and if you're looking for some new products to add to your routine, these are really, really good. Some mascaras I want to talk about. I have raved about the Rare Beauty mascara on Instagram. What is it called? It's not on here, but it's the new mascara they came out with. I just have a mini that I received through Octoly. This is just so, so good. I took this with me on like all the trips we went on this fall, to Ireland, to Boston, to our friend's wedding in Denver, and this little mini is still going. It just gives the most voluminous but lengthened lashes. It's really a great like everything mascara, but it doesn't flake throughout the day. It doesn't run on my face. I know that this mascara will last, but it's not impossible to take off at the end of the day. And I think it's like $20, which is really good, or maybe even less than that, for a Sephora mascara. I have another little mini I got in a Sephora set, but after that I will definitely repurchase the full size. I've just been really pleasantly surprised by this mascara, and I don't always have really strong opinions about mascara, so that's saying a lot. The other mascara that I used in a first impressions is from Beauty Counter. It's the Think Big All-in-One Mascara in black, obviously. And this has a little bit different type of wand. It's more of a skinny, kind of tapered with the more silicone bristles. This one, I didn't know how I felt about at first. They sent this to me if I didn't mention that. But this one has pleasantly surprised me as well. It's really, really lengthening without being clumpy, but it builds on itself. That's what I'm wearing today. And I wouldn't say it's as like voluminous as the Rare Beauty one, so if you really like volume, I'd go for that one. But this one is really nice for length. It grabs up a lash. It's not clumpy. It is voluminous, just not as much as the Rare Beauty, and I don't know, I've been really impressed by this. I don't know if I've mentioned this one yet, but I have been testing out the Persona Super Blush in Caramel, and I got this from like a Boxy pop-up sale. Even though I don't have Boxy Charm anymore, I have an account so I can shop the Boxy pop-up sales, and this blush has been on my list for a long time. It's like the perfect mauve-y nude with a little bit of glow. I think I posted swatches to my Instagram account when I first got this, but I don't know if I ever really said anything about it. But let me tell you, I've really been using this a lot since I got it, and I've just been really impressed. Like the color doesn't seem like it'd be anything crazy, but what I really like about this is it's a mauve-y nude, which I personally enjoy. It's matte. It looks matte, but it has a little bit of micro shimmer in there, so it gives your cheeks glow without being like metallic. Just gives that glow from within glow. And the other thing I like about this is that it's not too pigmented where it's hard to work with. It's very easily buildable, and it comes in really like compact packaging. So much stuff is very bulky these days because it's so fancy. This is very sleek, and it fits in my travel bag really nicely. So if I want like a pinky more mauve blush, I would go for this. It makes me think of, let me find, really reminds me of in color. Let me compare the two. This is Mojave Mauve from Cover FX, the blush duo. So this is a little bit more nude and muted than Mojave Mauve, but this, I have 3 of these. While I enjoy them, they're bigger in packaging, and they are just a little bit more difficult to work with. They can be patchy and blotchy and too pigmented if you're not careful. I absolutely love this, and I think that this replaces my Cover FX Duo in Mojave Mauve. One more blush to talk about. It's from Jaclyn Cosmetics. It's the first product that I ever ordered from her, and I wasn't sure if I'd ever order anything, but this is the Cream to Powder Blush Stick in the shade Swoon. So I don't know what came over me. She released her Bougie Rouge, I think that's what it's called, blush collection. I wasn't really that interested. I didn't really order anything. But then I kind of fell in love with cream to powder blushes. I really love the MAC Glow Play blushes and the Bare Minerals cream to powder. I can't remember what those are called at the moment. But I've just been really into those types of formulas. And this claims to be like a cream to powder stick. Here's the shade. This is like described as like a sunset peach coral kind of shade. This is just okay for me. It's just, I think it's more the shade that I don't really like. It's nice. It blends easily with like either a foundation brush or a stippling brush. That's what I'm wearing today. But I think this shade for me on my cheeks, it just looks a little bit neon. It's calmed down a little since I applied it, and it looks more muted on video. But it's just, maybe I'll feel different like in summer and spring. I'll really like this color, but it just looks really bright to me. I've been into more like brownie nudes for my blush lately, or like muted mauves. I don't know. I wish I would have got, I was between this shade and then they have like a nude rose shade. I wish I would have got the nude rose, but I was like, do something different. You have so many nude blushes. I don't hate the formula. It's very, very creamy and emollient. I do think it can sink into pores a little bit if you're not careful, but you can apply this right to your face and it blends super, super easily. Or you can put your brush right in here and then blend it to your cheeks. I don't mind the formula. It's just more the shade that I'm not super into. Let's move on to eyeshadow, because I actually have one more Jaclyn Cosmetics product to talk about. It is the Shimmer Top Coat in the shade Icicle. So this is from her holiday collection, and this is a more recent purchase. So this is her eyeshadow topper, and I saw these. I thought they looked nice. Then I saw swatches on Trend Mood, and they looked absolutely amazing, like just really glittery and impactful, and like the type of eyeshadow topper that I really like. So this is like the beige shimmer it's supposed to be. The texture of this is really like creamy and almost cooling when you put your finger in there. It looks pretty, but what I've noticed is it's so sheer that, and the glitter chunks are a little bit more chunky. I'll show you, I'm wearing it today, but I don't know, I just don't get as much from this as I thought I would. I thought I'd get that like really intense sparkle that is fine and hits the light from all different angles. But to me, it feels more like a topper that's very sheer with a little bit of glitter. If you can see, I have like 1 or 2 coats of it on today. Well, first of all, it's not really creasing. I thought it was. But it just looks, it's just not as impactful as I thought. The glitter chunks are a little bit bigger. It's not as, it's much more sheer than I thought. And I brought this with me to a wedding that we were, my really close friend's wedding that we went to, and I did my friend's makeup, and I brought this with me thinking that this would be perfect, and I applied it to her eyes, and I was just like, that was just okay. It really didn't give me the pop on her eyelids that I wanted. It's just kind of a chunky sheer glitter. I don't hate it. I think it looks pretty, but I don't know. I think Trend Mood can make any swatches look good, and I really think Jaclyn Hill is amazing at selling things, and she can make anything seem like the greatest thing in the entire world. And I'm just learning that, you know, she got me, because this is just not what I thought. I'm gonna try to build it up on my eyelid just a little bit more. Like, you really, really have to build it up to, like, I don't know how they got, I'll insert the swatches. I don't know how they got the intense swatches that they do, because I don't know. I'm just not getting this amazing sparkle that I thought I would. I'll keep it because I think it's fine, but I think if I really want a pow eye look, I'm gonna go with the next products I'm gonna talk about, which is the Urban Decay Moon Dust Shadows. These I've had in my collection for a while as well. I think I picked them up the same time as the Nabla highlight, and I got the shade Space Cowboy, which everybody talks about as an amazing kind of pinky sheer eyeshadow topper. And then I also got the shade Lithium because Kelly Gooch said that Lithium was her other favorite shade, and there's about 4 or 5 shades and I wasn't sure what other shade to pick up. Let me just swatch this. Okay, here you can see the Jaclyn Hill. Okay, that is the Lithium shade. Do you see how much like more base pigment that has? It's not even the base pigment, it's a sparkle. Like the sparkle is so much more. And then let me show you Space Cowboy, which is a little bit more sheer in base pigment, but still super impactful and sparkly. Like these two, you can see you just get so much more than these. These just hit the light so much better than this does. And these are one swatch, and this, it just, I think I layered that like 3 times. So if you need some topper shadows to pick up, these Urban Decay Mundo shadows are absolutely gorgeous. We made it to our last items. They are also from Urban Decay. They are the new repackaged Vice lipsticks. I got my first ever PR package from Urban Decay, which is very exciting, and they sent me like, I don't know, 8 of their new lip products and their new lip balms. But I wanted to talk about these lipsticks, so they sent me about 8 shades. But there's 2 shades that I've been using repeatedly. The shade Liar in the cream and the shade What's Your Sign in the matte. Before I show you swatches, I just want to talk about the packaging. So the old packaging, this is what the old packaging looks like. It's like a smaller, more compact tube, and it's not magnetic, and you just put the cap on like that. This packaging is much bigger. This is sleek and cool looking, but I actually think I prefer the old packaging because it's a little bit more compact and easier to like bring around with you. The other thing I don't really love about the packaging on the new ones is that you have to align this cap. Like I always put it on wrong and then it won't go on, and then I feel like I'm going to ruin the lipstick. You have to align the cap perfectly right to get it on there. That's just nitpicky. Overall, I absolutely love these lipsticks and I've been wearing them nonstop. I have the shade Liar on right now. I think what I like about these is that they're a little bit more nude than I would normally pick for myself. They just sent me whatever shades. So that's Liar, and that is a cream. The cream formula. They have the cream matte and then the shiny formula. And then for something a little bit more pink, this is What's Your Sign. I probably wear What's Your Sign just a little bit more, and then I'm wearing Liar right now, which is a little bit more brown nude. I am just obsessed with both these shades. They're just nudes that go with everything. When I shop for myself, I tend to pick nudes that are more on the pink mauve side of things, or I used to, and I'm realizing that's what a lot of my collection is. Sorry, my camera overheated, but I think that these are just a little bit more nude than I would normally go for. The formulas are amazing. They're just like really creamy on the lips, but they last. I don't notice a ton of difference between the cream and the matte formula. I love them both probably equally. It's more the shade that I go for, and I'm really obsessed with the Urban Decay Vice lipsticks. I have a lot of red shades that I haven't tried that I want to try for the holidays, so I will report back on that. But I think that's everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Mostly things I loved, a few things I didn't, or maybe didn't love as much as I thought I did. Hopefully these speed reviews are helpful for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments if you love any of these products or have any thoughts. Or if you want me to keep doing these in the future. As always, like this video if you like relatable beauty content, and subscribe to my channel for more, and we will see you in my next video. Bye!